I'm not speaking.
All right, moving on. Public hearings. The second reading of the public hearing is deferred to 5:30 on April 2nd, 2025. So we will not have the zoning hearing tonight. Item 8, consent agenda.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call.
Just like one, oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Just like for purposes of people downtown running businesses, I'd just like to clarify that the contract, as I understand it, from Nicole, does cover the overall use of the parks, which includes the Lyle Hotel area downtown. Is that correct, Nicole?
Nicole Perino, Parks and Recreation Director. It will encompass all parks, so it is a citywide master plan. So it will include downtown, but that's not to say we still aren't going to reach out to DPZ to imagine the Lyles.
Okay.
Yep.
That's all I wanted to clarify.
Okay. Roll call.
Councilmember Bogas.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Purdon.
Aye.
Councilmember Carr.
Aye.
Mayor Gibson.
Aye.
Councilmember Corey.
Aye.
Councilmember Fullick.
Aye.
Councilmember Fitzpatrick.
All right. Mayor and council member items. Councilmember Fullick.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Well, this evening, it's a pleasure to report to all of you that we had our second meeting. Arlene and staff and myself had a Teams call or a Zoom call with the school board, and I think much to, not so much my surprise, but pleasure, they were listening at our first meeting, so they came back with a proposal, and quite literally, it's probably 95% of what we wanted. So we actually are going to have a facade directly behind the mayor that looks exactly like that portion of the building from corner to corner. And the only thing that we were discussing was will they be able to get to the exact height? But we're looking at maybe a difference of 2 feet. And if John Dulmer's in the room, John was very helpful in saying they'd be more than happy to show them how they can get it up to the actual height of the building. So it'll replicate exactly what you see there, and it'll be a 1-to-1 scale. They're going to come back to us with a proof of concept or the actual design changes, but where they came from where they were to what they came to that meeting with, I think we owe a thanks to Superintendent Denise Carlin and to Board Member Bill Ribble, because I'm sure they were instrumental in making that a very productive meeting and presentation. They're listening. And I think certainly it's not what we want. We're not going to get our school back, but that's not possible. But at no great expense to the taxpayers. But we will have the replica. So I think we're almost there, and we'll have that presentation for. Is it our next council meeting or 2 council meetings?
They didn't commit to the.
Didn't commit yet.
Council meeting because they want an opportunity to go back to the design
And the
team
architect.
and make sure that they can verify the dimensions.
So we will have something to look at here probably within 30 days.
Sounds good. All right, moving on to city attorney items.
I actually have 2 items, hopefully both quick, but the first item is, given the recent federal designation of the Gulf of America, and there's a bill going through the state to rename all the statutes and county references to Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. I wanted to see if we have 24 references to Gulf of Mexico in our code, if that's something you want me to put on the list of to-do items to bring back as an ordinance.
Yeah, make it
I
so.
say yes.
Okay, all right, I'll bring that back. Thank you. The next item is, it's a follow-up, it's a request from our outside counsel on, with respect to the BG Mine acquisitions for the road right away. The city of Bonita Springs versus Nicole Equestrian. This is one of the properties that's still outstanding. There was just a mediation. Matt participated in the mediation. We're pretty far apart on the appraisal and business damages on that. And so in order to limit the city's exposure on fees, we would like to file get authorization to file an offer in judgment in the amount of $311,000, exclusive of fees and costs. And what that essentially does is it provides some protection that the trial goes forward and our offer was higher. It limits our liability beyond that point. Again, these costs all come out of the funds paid by BG Mine. So nothing's coming directly from the city on that, but I wanted to get that authorization to send that letter out.
Oh, absolutely. I motion to approve or move Derek to okay doing that?
Second?
Do we need a vote or just
I think a vote would be helpful.
roll call?
Deputy Mayor Purdon.
Aye.
Councilmember Carr.
Aye.
Mayor Gibson.
Aye.
Councilmember Corey.
Aye.
Councilmember Follick.
Aye.
Councilmember Fitzpatrick.
Aye.
Councilmember Bogas.
Aye.
Okay, and the only other item I have is I will not be here for your April 2nd meeting. My wife won a big award with her company, and they're flying her out of the country. And I was going to fly a day late, but she gave me a really bad look, and so I said, okay, no matter what, I'm coming. And depending on how that agenda shakes out, I'll have the appropriate partner from my firm attend in my stead.
Smart move.
Right. Thank you. That's all I had.
All right, city manager.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. At this time, I would like, Matt, can you give you an update on the beach project?
So the beach renourishment project is really, two projects kind of melded into one. There was the normal recurring renourishment project that happened at the north end of Bonita Beach and Lover's Key. And then there was the South Bonita Beach project that originally was in response to Hurricane Ian, which was to place sand kind of on the upland part of the beach. And then Hurricane Milton and Helene came along and eroded our shoreline. So we pivoted and were able to amend the contract. We borrowed the dollars from Lee County with the hope that the state will reimburse us. Both projects are complete. They completed really last week. The contractor might have some minor demobilization. You probably can still see the dredge offshore, but the beach is restored. So.
And the sand's cleared out of the last parking lot on Hickory Boulevard? Access 10 and across the street?
Yeah, they have some remediation they're going to do with the county. Like there's a punch list item, but as far as the beach goes, the restoration efforts are complete. The contractor's off the beach. The sand has been placed and it's
Great.
concluded.
Thank you.
The only other item I want to report on is that we did receive notification from the Florida Department of Emergency Management that we've submitted the required documents for the FROC program. So that's a continuing project, but we did receive an initial email that we are solidified into the program now. There'll be additional updates that staff will be working on. There may be some policy updates that we bring to you all so that we can continue in that process. And we estimate we'll be at approximately 35 to 40% guaranteed reimbursement at this time. Unfortunately, to get higher, you have to have an incident and respond to it for a higher percentage, and I would not hope that would be the angle that we go to.
Ditto.
And that's all I have for right now.
All right. Mayor and council member reports. Start with Jamie.
Yeah, just a few things. It's regarding the Florida House bill that Representative Botana had filed with Santa Carlos Water Estates District. He did hold a town hall meeting at the Bonita Springs Fire Department on February 25th. It was very well attended. We had a lot of residents there and lots of them that are very passionate about the neighborhood and asking Botana to please stop the bill. And I just have a few things I want to clarify regarding this bill, and I know it's been spoke about at a few of our council meetings, and we've had residents come there too. This bill has absolutely nothing to do with strike lane, and that's a huge issue that a lot of the residents are concerned about. From listening to them at the meetings and from hearing from them, they're very concerned that the city is behind this. I want to state that the city is not at all behind this bill and that There's no intentions to open up Strike Lane to Three Oaks Parkway. The light that has been installed at Strike Lane and Old 41 was installed due to concerns of residents over safety leaving the neighborhood. There was a traffic study done, and it warranted a traffic light at that intersection. The traffic light, we're just waiting on FPNL to do the final work, and then that should be up and running before too long. I just want to also state that this is a bill that's going to come to the residents to make the vote on. So Representative Botana put this out, and it's going to be voted on by our residents. I know how passionate they are, and at the meeting, I was there, and, people had said they wanted representation. I do represent the area. I am, and the citizens here of Bonita Springs. But I just want to make a reminder out to everybody that kindness goes a long way, and the shouting and representation, I feel like that was brought forward, just is not the way to go about this. And just a reminder of that, in this world, we do not need any more yelling, screaming, hatred. So little kindness goes a long ways, and I would appreciate that, along with staff members here at the city. I just want to clarify once again, this has nothing to do with the city, and it has nothing to do with opening Strike Lane. That's it.
Thank you. Jesse?
No, I don't really have anything. I'd just like to echo what Jamie said in the sense that just for you who are out there who might be thinking, I don't know if she's telling the truth, all you have to do is look at our CIP. So our CIP is essentially a budget that we have for long-term projects. And you can look in there and you can see anything we're up to for the next 5, 10, 15 years. There's no dollars, there's no place, there's nothing in there about doing anything in Strike Lane. There's not been any interest, any green sheets, any interest from the public in having that be a thing. So the signs, as I said to the guy who runs the utility, there's no reason for the signs. We aren't trying to do that, and you're conflating two issues. So, we get in this situation because there's a personality disagreement with the state rep, but it's almost understandable when you look at the fact we're sitting here telling you from a city, we're not trying to open Strike Lane, let alone you have these signs here. So now people are coming to us mad we're trying to open Strike Lane. Play better in the sandbox. We won't have these type of situations. That's all I got. Thanks.
Laura?
Okay. On Tuesday, March 11th, Dr. Denise Carlin and Bill Ribble will be speaking about our school board and what's going on up in Fort Myers. And I'm going to ask Laura Taylor to post, because then there's following meetings that go through April, that if you want to go to hear what's going on with the school board, you can go and attend. And there will be a question and answer session. BSU will hold its annual board meeting on the 18th of March at 5 o'clock. The Edison Awards, which are super cool in Fort Myers, will be held April 2nd through the 4th. And they're having this year they're including high schoolers in AI, so it's kind of cool. And tomorrow, the high schoolers are presenting 4 to 6 at the Calabrium in Fort Myers, if you're interested. And then happily, Seagate, and I'll let Ron maybe come up and talk about that, but Seagate had, finally had their opening and people were so happy. Pool's not done, but Ron worked very hard and was much appreciated by his fellow condo members. That's all.
Thank you. Chris?
Since the last meeting, I had a opportunity to meet with John McLean, mayor of Estero, and Steve Sarkozy, the city manager, along with Deb Orton. And it was an informal meeting just to get together and figure out how's the best way to move forward with rails to trails. And basically, we agreed to have a meeting on March 13th. That would be a week from tomorrow at 2 o'clock, inviting in Collier County for their portion of the conversion of the railroad right-of-way, and to get some initial planning out of the way. We hope to see everybody decide what they want to do in terms of a commitment to fund the project. Right now, the county's out, so it's going to be up to Collier County, Estero, and Bonita Springs, and how we're going to do that. Then we need to also, at some point, decide whether or not, because the county's out, we're going to be able to renegotiate the price. So we got a lot of work to do. Hopefully we can get this thing moving along fairly quickly, make some decisions, and make some good progress before too long. So I think we're all in agreement. We want to drive this thing forward, get it done, and get things lined up well ahead of the March 1st, 2026 date that's in the contract to finalize the purchase price and the financing. So we'll see where it goes from here. But I do know Estero is committed. They look at it as a vital part of their community, especially since it's the railroad right-of-way goes right by their new sports complex by the high school. That's a big thing to them. So the downtown is a big thing to us. So I think we have some pretty good joint interests in this whole thing. And Collier's interested because they need their section of the rail line to be able to finish Veterans Parkway to connect it over to Old 41 Wiggins Pass. So we're all motivated to get it done. That's it.
Nigel?
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Well, some good news. The TDC, there is a mural project that's been approved, and there are funds. I got a wonderful call yesterday from one of the representatives who said that because of what we've been doing in Bonita Springs, they're going to fund a mural project here in Bonita with TDC money. Includes Jesse's smiling, really?
Wow.
I know.
Gulf of America mural? Is that what's going on?
But it needs to be in a public place, all the things that we can do, but explain to them what we're doing with downtown and Riverside Park, and they say, that's becoming a topic of conversation downtown Bonita Springs for the TDC. So they will provide the artists the money. Of course, the artwork itself will be subject to our approval. They will also pay for the maintenance, which is something, it's not a lot, but it'll really cost us zero. So we'll have a new mural downtown within the next year, and it's coming through TDC dollars. I would encourage all of our business owners that if you have a project there, that is an opportunity for some kind of funding, and you should utilize that. Secondly, kind of dovetailing off what Councilwoman Bogat said, I received an email over the weekend, and it was from someone that I know very well and highly educated, who was very upset about the fact that the city of Bonita Springs apparently has a personal vendetta against a certain club, and why haven't we finished our beach? Well, you just heard from our assistant city manager that we completed our beach a week ago, and I would just encourage people, most of you out there, I think one or two people know, we spent 4.5 hours in these chambers this afternoon, folks, doing our strategic plan for the coming year. This council spends a lot of time, staff spends a lot of time. So many things are done, but there's some guy out there, and I'm still in 2.5 years, I haven't found that guy or girl that give information to their friends and their fellow business people, totally untrue, and it derails a lot of what we're doing. So I would encourage you, utilize our city website. Call any one of your representatives up here, because we do take telephone calls, but get the facts and the truth before you go out and share with your neighbors and fellow business associates that what is not necessarily true and can really be counterproductive isn't so. So That's all I've got.
Nigel, what does TDC stand for?
Tourist Development Council.
There we go.
It's one of the councils that we're part of that actually has meetings and does productive
Yes.
things.
And you're chair?
No. I'm
You're
just a
you're a
member.
liaison.
I'm a voting member.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nigel. Jim?
Two items. First of all, hearing the good news from Councilmember Folick about the progress made on Bonita Springs Elementary School is although disappointing, it doesn't get us everything we want, but I think that the capturing of the heritage that goes with that school and several of the folks that have attended there at least will be captured moving forward. But more importantly, the fact that it took a lot of patience, stick-to-itiveness to steer this to the end, and I want to thank Nigel and staff for all of the work that they've done to get us where we're at. And the most exciting part about this is that, God willing, here in the next few months, that work will actually begin to get our kids out of those modular units and so forth, and hopefully, God willing, in the next 24 to 36 months, that they'll have a nice state-of-the-art education facility. I didn't mean it. They'll have a nice state-of-the-art facility, so thank you very much for all of your efforts. Second item, I will pitch this both this week and as well as in 2 weeks. The city will be hosting a town hall forum on Thursday, March the 27th, at the Bonita Springs Fire Headquarters over on Bonita Grand. The focus of that forum is basically an evening from 4 until 5:30 with County Commissioner District 3, Commissioner David Maleka, and County Manager Dave Harner. The purpose of this, because we as a city grew out of unincorporated Lee County, and we buy a lot of services from Lee County in terms of supporting the day-to-day functionality of this city. We felt that it's important that we provide the opportunity for, one, the county to come back and report what they've done for us, what they are doing, and what they will be doing for us moving forward. We'll also reserve the last half hour or so for you to go ahead and provide your questions, which we can put to both to Mr. Harner and Mr. Maleka, for the purposes of just getting clarification from your end as to what's going on from within the county. I hope you'll mark your calendar for March the 27th from 4 to 5:30 at Bonita Springs Fire Station, and hope to see you there.
Jim? Yep, you had-
One point, if you do try to go, leave early, because I tried to make a 4 o'clock meeting. It was over. I ran into Dr. Flood, but it took me almost an hour to get to 75 from Spanish Wells. And so I'm going to leave very early for that day.
That's good, and I would highly encourage go up to Terry or Cross and come down.
Yeah, thank you.
On Old 41?
So I also attended Seascape's groundbreaking for their recreational facilities with Laura, and I'm glad they're one step closer to getting whole out there. And then also this morning I was at the elementary school for a reading day. Got to read to the third graders, and just kind of going around the school, they definitely need a new facility there. It's showing its age. Safety-wise, just the new features that are built into the Bonita High School, as far as being able to get in the doors with key cards and stuff instead of having to fumble with keys. It's about time that they get a new school, and unfortunately we couldn't save the old building, but at least we'll still have a vision of it. So I appreciate all the work you're doing with that, Nigel. So.
And thank you, Mayor, for saying that again to the public. We don't own that school. We don't own the land. We don't own the building. So it's been, and we've had great counsel from both our city attorney and our city manager, who's been very patient with me. But again, it's very difficult to argue on behalf of our citizens for something we don't own. So thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any public comment?
Hi. My name is John Kangas. You people really do talk. I asked you all kinds of questions last time I was here. Haven't got one answer. I live in San Carlos Estates, water, and the roads are private roads. You guys want to, well, Adam's bill says that we want to take over the water control district. And the city of Bonita is going to take over the duties of the board. The duties of the board is to run the water control and the roads. The roads are private. So if you take over the roads, are you going to make them public? This is a question.
It's public comment, so you get to talk.
Okay.
But we don't respond. I'll be happy to talk to you after the meeting, though.
Perfect. Because
What to respond
we don't,
No, we not
Go
not-
ahead.
Not during public comment. He has his
I'll
4
meet
minutes.
you
So
after too.
yeah.
There's an easy solution. We aren't the issue. You're asking us what Botana wants us to do. Talk to Botana. I don't know why you're asking us that.
After the meeting,
And
we'll
Jamie
talk with you
said
after.
we have nothing
All right, all right. Continue, sir. You still have 2.5 minutes.
okay, so if the roads are now in charge of Bonita, that would make them public roads. I would like to have everybody's address because I want to go to your private pools. That's what you're doing to me. If I'm having all these people come down my road, I don't want public roads. It'd be like having me come to your house and go swimming in your swimming pool. You don't want that to happen. Or to have a parade of motorcycles going up and down the street. You don't want that. I don't either. But I asked Adam 22 questions and he didn't respond to one. He didn't respond to anybody's questions about this anything. I don't know where to go, but I know this is kind of silly. This is beyond, you can't dream this stuff up. And evidently it's happening. Now, Jamie, you and I think we're going to work good together. At least I hope so. And I've been wanting to talk to you, and I really want to talk to you.
Let me go first.
Okay? You got a minute, 1 minute of my time.
No. As soon
Talk right
as
now.
we're done,
After the meeting,
let me go
it's
first.
public comment. Other
You and
people
I,
have a
as
chance
soon
to
as
talk.
Yeah, me and you.
Thank you, sir. Any other public comment?
Ron George, Little Hickory Island, and president of Seascape Condominiums. A couple quick things. I do want to thank Laura and Mike for showing up, helping us celebrate the groundbreaking for the last phase of our recovery. Hopefully we'll get recovered before the next storm hits. Trying to be an optimist. Anyways, on top of that, Mike Egan, and I don't know if Mike's here or not. He's probably hiding or he's not here. Anyways, I'd like to thank them for getting together with us earlier this week to have a good discussion about our fencing and our gate situation and coming to a good understanding of what's going to be allowed and what's not going to be allowed. So that was helpful. We had a lot of our contractors and everything get involved and things tend to get mixed up. So it's good to be able to get in one conversation via Teams or Zoom and to work that stuff out. So I appreciate that. That's all I have to say. Thanks.
Thank you, Ron. Anyone else? All right, seeing none. Motion to adjourn?
Motion.